Justin, as you and I both know, car dealers are doing a lot of things nowadays that, I'm going to say it, are anti-consumer. The markups, the additional dealer add-ons, all that sorts of fun stuff. Now, when it comes to EVs, I think we both have a bit of a hypothesis that they kind of want to, I don't know, kill them, never have them be a thing. What's your take on the situation? What have you found out? Enlighten us.
One fascinating fact is that 90% of Tesla drivers say that the direct-to-consumer sales model was one of the main reasons why they bought a Tesla in the first place. And honestly, Zach, you and I, we've seen F-150 Lightnings marked up by $50,000. I've seen EV6s and Ioniq 5s marked up by $20,000. Nobody's got time for that, right? So it could be argued, are dealers pricing themselves out of the electrification game? I don't know. But we do know that dealers are facing costs they've never faced before. They're seeing how it's going to affect their overall bottom line. And a lot of dealers just want nothing to do with EVs, even though we've heard Buick, Cadillac, Ford, a whole host of automakers say that they're going all EV at some point. The number one reason why dealers don't like electrification.
Let's hear it.
They fear that they're going to be making less money. Everything's about money, right, Zach?
Last time I checked, yeah.
Yeah, and there's a few different ways that electrification is affecting their bottom line. At least they fear that it will. The first one, I've heard it whenever I was shopping for my own electric vehicle. They fear that they're going to be making less margin profits with EV sales.
Okay, makes sense.
But here's the thing. They actually have reason to worry. Nissan's executives themselves recently said that they were considering cutting dealer margins, quote, to offset research and development costs.
Wow.
This is why they're actually worried. They have reason to be worried. On the other hand, we had Volvo USA's CEO say dealers will, quote, absolutely not make less on margins. Depends who you believe, but dealers are worried about making less money with every sale, and perhaps that's why they're marking up F-150 Lightnings to $130,000. I don't know.
Might as well make it now while I can until the rules change. I think there's a lot of validity in what you're saying, Justin. And also, think about it. People don't like uncertainty, especially corporations that typically make millions of dollars each year. All right, this is some uncertainty. So yeah, they might try to be kind of stuff their coffers while they can, while the future is uncertain.
Yeah, and EVs don't need transmission service. They don't need oil changes. Dealers make 44% of their gross profits with service, right? I mean, some dealers, it's going to be even more than that. Over half of their income is via the service department, right?
Some dealerships, my dad's talked about before, service absorption, the amount that the service department does could be 100% of the cost to operate the entire dealership. The service department just covers that great dealership. So yeah, you take an EV that doesn't require as much service. That's another reason I wouldn't be interested if I'm an antiquated dealership.
Exactly. Service departments are worried. How are they going to make money if EVs need far, far less maintenance? Another reason dealers are not looking forward to the incoming onslaught of EVs, very expensive upgrades. Dealerships who've already gone through this process have spent anywhere from $50,000 to $200,000 on electrical infrastructure upgrades. That's going to be installing level 2 chargers, maybe even a fast charger. Really, that's where the money goes. It's updating electrical infrastructure.
And you can put yourself in a dealer principal shoes or an owner's shoes. I'm unclear if I'm going to make more money by doing this, but I have to do this to keep selling your product. You can see the tension. It's very real.
Yes, it is very real. And last but not least, Zach, I bet you could see this one coming. EVs might put them out of business. We've seen more and more automakers talk about direct-to-consumer sales as they look to push into electrification. Ford has hinted at it with their Ford Model E. I would say that's more than a hint. Would you, Zach?
It's not a hint. It's a whole separate business unit so that they can sell direct-to-consumer someday. Yes.
We've seen Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and others talking about how first in Europe, that's what they say, first in Europe, they're going to be going direct-to-consumer. They call it the agency model. But we all know what happens in Europe may or may not be a pretty good indicator of what's going to happen here in the U.S. So
I thought you were about to hit me with, we all know that what happens in Europe doesn't stay in Europe.
Tesla, Rivian, Lucid, they've had so much success with their direct-to-consumer sales model. Consumers love it. They don't like haggling with the dealer, dealing with forced add-ons, and all that junk. Now, executives are thinking about, well, how could we make sure that Tesla doesn't go beyond 75% market share and seize the opportunity?
Want to know who the good dealer is in your neighborhood? Go to joinyaa.com and check out our crowdsourced dealer reviews. All of our community members coming together to help one another.
VW with Scout. We have done videos back on the YAA channel because all the National Automobile Dealers Association is sending strongly worded memos of their own saying, hey, we don't like this ambiguity. If you're not going to sell through your dealers, we're going to take you to court. So again, the tension is palpable, and for all the reasons you said. Make less money, cost more money. Oh, and we might not exist because of this. You know what I like about this, Justin? I'm not necessarily a proponent for either powertrain, gasoline and internal combustion engine or EV or plug-in hybrid, whatever. It's going to make everything cost less eventually. Not immediately, but eventually. And I'm a huge proponent of that. If we can bring the costs down associated with buying cars, servicing cars, repairing cars, everyone wins if the cost of that all goes down. We all lose if we allow corporations to just profit off the fact that the costs have gone down. But that's why we do what we do. We'll try our best to hold people accountable.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be looking forward to see if General Motors is able to bring an Equinox EV for $30,000 like they say they are. The Chevy Bolt, will it really be $26,000 in 2023? These kinds of questions are up in the air because of how the dealership model has kind of taken advantage of the push to EVs.
Yeah, super interesting stuff. Well, thanks for queuing it up, as always.
Yep, we'll see what happens next.